Hi everyone, this is Professor MoneyPigTrading, a former AI researcher, non-data scientist and trader. And today is August 29, 2021. We're going to talk about market action or a phenomena we call short squeezing and gamma squeezing. We actually talk about it in several in previous videos as well about AMC. The link is on the upper right corner, GME of course. And also we also talked about Robinhood a few videos ago, and the link will also be on the upper right corner. Right now, because we believe the Chinese sector basically is collapsed, that you listed in the US stock market exchanges. So a lot of money actually left that sector and they have to go somewhere, right? So, and also because the tapering is happening, and when the taper happens, the Asian and overseas market usually have a tendency to come back to the US dollars and US stock markets. And that's why there's a lot of hot money flowing around here and there. They need to find a place to park their money. And that's why in this period of time, we'll actually see a lot more short squeezing and gamma squeezing in the market, especially with the stocks with a higher short interest. Like we have seen this week, support.com. The stock have been squeezing from all the way to less than $1, all-time high to $52. Right now, two other names are shaping. One of them is ROOT, the other one is BBIG. And we'll definitely take a look. And also because all this hot money coming to the stock market, US stock market, we're actually trying to find some trading ideas and introducing them on YouTube and our social media. One of them we believe is the sport betting. It's about DraftKings and some other beer names like Constellation brand. The link is on the upper right corner. And also in the other video, we also mentioned the semiconductor names is actually going to do pretty well later this year. And there's some of the hot money will probably park their money over there as well. So the link on the Taiwan Semi about semiconductor, the link is on the upper right corner as well. And also there's some other things we continue to mention. So make sure to subscribe our channels and to get the latest contents. And really quick, if you haven't liked this video, make sure to like it. That will help other people who are looking for these contents to be able to find what they're looking for. And also this will help our YouTube channel tremendously. If you're interested in our paid Discord community, make sure to check out on www.moneypigtrading.com. Feel free to subscribe Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, MoneyPigTrading to get our latest contents. So just really quick, if you're not very familiar with short squeeze, so when you buy a stock, you long a stock, which is highlighted over here. And if somebody want to short the stocks that you own, what will happen is your stock, you have to loan it to the dealers, and the dealer in return will pay you some kind of interest rate. And then people who want to short that stock you own, they have to pay the interest rate on top of some margins to the dealers. And in return, dealers will borrow those stocks from you to the short sellers. And so make sure if you actually loan some stocks, checking your trading platform to allow those stocks to be able to borrow. In that case, potentially you're going to earn some interest rate while holding those stocks. However, the interest really vary based on the stock takers and also the dealers or your stockbroker basically. So you just have to double check on their website how much interest rate they offer, etc. And if there are a lot of people trying to borrow those stock to short it, the higher the interest rate you're going to get paid as well. So that's the other thing you have to keep in mind. So what happened in a short squeeze is when the stock market stock price that the short seller are shorting quickly goes up. They will lose money very quickly because they're betting the short sellers are betting the stock price to go down. The lower it goes, they're going to make more money, right? And when the stock price quickly go up, they either have to, average down, so by borrowing more stocks, so that their average will be lower, or they have to pay, and also they have to borrow more stock, and other short sellers will borrow more stock. So the interest will become higher. The margin requirement will also become higher. So in the case of AMC and GME, the stock price quickly rise. The short seller are going to lose a lot of money very quickly, and at some point they have to cover their short. And when they cover the short, right now they borrow their stocks. So their stock is actually minus. They don't own those stocks. So they have to return the stock by closing those positions, by buying those stocks back. And that in return will actually elevate the stock price even higher and making other short sellers to have an even more painful experience. And then they have to cover their short by buying the stock, and that just keep pushing the stock price higher and higher and higher. And that's what we call short squeezing. And the other condition is not involving into any short position. Instead, we call gamma squeezing. What happens for gamma squeezing is trader actually buy long call options. And if there are a huge amount of long call options, the dealers or market makers, they have to balance those buy call options by owning the sell call options at the meantime. If you're not familiar with call options, you can take a look at our tutorial on the upper right corner so that you can have a better understanding about what is options and what is long and short or sell call options. In that case, because dealers sell a lot of call options, so when the stock price quickly goes up, like what happened in short squeezing, for example, they have to hedge their sell call positions, because when the stock price quickly go up, their so-called sell call positions are going to lose so much money so quickly. So in turn, the way for them to hedge is they have to buy stocks to long their hedged sell call position. So the more you buy the call options in the markets, the more sell call dealers has, the more they buy the stocks to hedge the sell call, and that kind of elevate the stock price. And what happened to AMC and GME was it has an extremely high short interest, and people just keep buying the call options as well, causing the short squeeze and gamma squeeze happening at the same time, making the stock price to become a ridiculously high price. So one of the way to look at a high short interest stock is go to this highshortinterest.com, and you can see those ticker names with highest short interest. And basically you can look at a short interest. That means the percentage of that stock being borrowed and as a short. So the higher the number, that means the more percentage of the stock being floated on the market being shorted, and that can more likely to have short squeezing. The other important metric is the float. You have to look at the float. The lower the float, that means the last available shares in the market. So that also means it's more easily to cause a short squeeze with the less amount of money. So here we highlight support.com is actually a perfect storm, really high short interest, 33%, and its flow is relatively low, only at 70 million shares. So it's very easily to cause a gigantic short squeeze and gamma squeeze. The next one is actually Root. It's an insurance company, got really beaten with a pretty high short interest right now. Its flow is about 3 times higher than support.com. So this short potential might not be as high, but we'll see in the next 1 or 2 weeks what's going on. However, there's some high short interest name like Blink and Workhorse. However, the flow are relatively larger in the Workhorse case, so it's relatively harder to squeeze it. In that case, and Blink is relatively easier to short compared to Workhorse, but the stock price has been stuck there since February, so sometimes the stock price doesn't want to move. So the other way you have to check is looking at some sentiment analysis, like because of the very big community on Wall Street Bets, which actually boosts out the AMC and GME stock price. They have a really robust community on Discord, and it's not very readable. They have like each second you're going to see 10 messages over there. So one way is you have to use those machines, like what we provide in our Discord community. We have a bot basically checking how much which stocks are pretty commonly mentioned in Discord, including the WSB channel, so you can get a real-time information which stocks are highly discussed. So come back to support.com, we mentioned, because of the high short interest and relatively low flow, within a week, about 2 weeks of time, the stock price actually pushed from single digit all the way to $59. And when the relatively index, we call RSI, is above 70, usually that means stock is overbought. So when you see the RSI when support.com was traded at $59, that actually means this stock is very overbought. The RSI almost hit 100. That usually means you have to take on some profits. Okay, you can just hold and diamond hand and hoping it will go to 100. Usually that won't happen. You have to take profits, at least one half, over 100%, and leave another half or the last 1 quarter as a free ride, because you take out most of the profits already. So even though the last 1 half or 1 quarter you lost 100%, you're still making money in this trade. And just leave that one last half or 1 quarter, or even one last contract or a share to run. And that's usually the best way to approach it, because it's really hard to calculate unless you get all the information on demand and build a really quick, robust, and very quickly response model. Otherwise, it's really hard to predict what kind of how high the short squeeze or gamma squeeze can cause the stock price. So the other thing I want to mention is the BBIG. It's another stock had a pretty high short interest at 19.15%. Right now it has a squeezing incoming. On the week of Friday, on August 27th, sorry, I'm kind of tired. On Friday closing is 5.3, and after the market hours, actually pushing to 7.7, pretty close to our 7.89 target. And once that level hit, we believe it will push into $9.43. And because the RSI already hit 73 on Monday opening, if it opened at $7, I believe the RSI will be pretty close to $90. Just a disclaimer, we're currently owning some long call options on BBIG, and some people are asking on social media whether we should chase it. I will highly recommend don't do it because the RSI is very extended as well. If you chase, very likely you're going to lose money. The other one we want to mention is using our partner FlowAlgo. I should show you the real-time long call and sell call and long put options. Here we're seeing on Friday a lot of BBIG call options coming in. So that's actually part of the reason we're seeing both short squeezing and gamma squeezing happening at the same time for BBIG. And therefore, potentially in the coming week, we can see a pretty skyrocket price action on BBIG potentially. If you're interested in FlowAlgo, really powerful platform. You can see how institutes and other accredited investors betting on their positions real time. So can give you a pretty good idea about the market and give you a lot of trade ideas. And if you want to check out FlowAlgo, we actually have a link in the description section of this video. It will be $25 for 3 weeks trial. That's really reasonable price. And yeah, hopefully that can be helpful as well. The other name we want to look at is Root, ROOT. We mentioned earlier, 33% short interests. Right now it's curling back and trying to break the daily downtrend. Right now on Friday closing, it actually pushed the stock price to about 7.5, which is very close to the EMA support over here. That level can reclaim. It's going to push to $9.45 and $12.87 on the EMA support. If that level also can break, we have potential to push into 14.6. Potentially, this name has more room to push because the RSI right now is at $45 level. So still have quite a bit of room to 70 or above, or to the 90. And also this name historically actually was traded quite high before, all the way to $29. So definitely also keep an eye on this ROOT as well. And also we're starting to see on Friday, August 27, started some long call options coming on Root. So potentially we're going to see more call options. Right now the dollar amount's not quite enough. It's all like 5 digits of long call options. We're starting to see like 6 digits, quite a bit of 6 digits of Root long call coming in next week. Potentially we're going to see a short squeeze and gamma squeeze happening at the same time. Sorry, I think I made some typo. I think the Root short interest is about 33% instead of 19%. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I just want to highlight really quick, we have a robust swing trading program, option based. One member joined. Starting with about $2,200. Within a month, his account grew into about $12,000. That's 540% of a return, pretty decent. It was a very robust long-term investment program. 54 trades so far in 2021. Average return per trade is 21% with a winning rate 75%. So if you're interested in our Discord community, make sure to check out www.moneypigtrading.com and follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, MoneyPigTrading. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.